Welcome back to Central News and our Thursday special feature with the Bay of Plenty Rugby Union. Today I have Quentin from the Union to give us an update on how the club rugby season is going so far. Quentin, it's great to have you back in Central News and giving us an update. Tell us, how are things going 4 weeks in?
4 weeks into the competition, it's going really well. We've had some close games and some upsets, and it looks like we're going to have a pretty good competition this year.
In 4 weeks, it's really only just begun, so what's expected for the remainder of the season?
It is real early days, and we would expect a few teams to come on later in the competition. Teams like Rangatawa and Te Puna, they seem to peak towards the end of the competition, so we'll just have to watch and see how they go. Yeah,
because I noticed that the Whakarewarewa, they're at the top of the table. Do you think that they'll be able to hold their own and stay there for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think they can. If they work hard, they're always somewhere near the top, but I think it'll be really good to see a Central Bay side in the final this year, so hopefully they can kick on and do it for the Central Bay sub-union.
Cool. And what has been some standout performances across all divisions?
I think Waikiri are looking fairly good this year. I mean, they had a loss on the weekend, but they've just newly promoted to the competition, and they're looking pretty good. In the Bay-wide Division 1 competition, Te Tiko, a little countryside from Eastern Bay, they're looking really strong for that competition. And in the Colts competition, which is 3 weeks in now, Te Puna, they're looking fairly strong. They had a good win over the Mount in the weekend, and Rangatawa looking good as well. So that's going to be another close competition.
Yeah, because last time you were on the show, you were putting a real push for the Colts tournament, so that's well underway and everything's going all good there?
Yeah, we had a bit of a hiccup in the first week. We had a team pull out, which is a Te Tiko side, but that's been the only hiccup, and it's looking really strong, and we've got some really good talent in that Colts grade, and we need that because we need those players to flow through into our Premier and hopefully onto our Bay Steamers team. So I'm really excited by the Colts competition.
Cool, so Colts are full steam ahead then.
Full steam ahead, that's right.
Now the game in review this week is Rangatawa versus Te Puke. Rangatawa coming away with the win 16-6. Tell us about this match.
Yeah, that was a tight game, and it was played in some pretty horrific conditions. It was raining, windy and raining, and we just saw the Rangatawa forwards dominate that game, and so they had some pretty hard runners up front. And you got guys like Ruki Te Puna who were directing that team around the paddock fairly well. It was a close game, and Te Puke, they've got a good full pack as well. And there's some young guys in there like Nathan Harris who had a strong game in the weekend. But at the end of the day, Rangatawa at home, they're always hard to beat, and they came away with a good win. Yeah,
and like you said, weather conditions, they can determine a game really, can't they? So if there was a fine day, do you think it would have gone the way that it did?
Well, that's hard to say too, because they're both fairly good teams, and they've both got pretty good backlines too. So I would say it would have been a hard game either way. Yeah.
And Baywide Rugby is about the community coming together. In these opening 4 weeks of the season, what has really stood out to you about the community support?
It's just good getting around the clubs and seeing the families and the community getting involved within the club. We'll see that a lot more in the next coming weeks when junior rugby starts. We see the parents start to get involved in coaching and managing, and then also helping out in the club with after match functions and that sort of thing. But the club area is a really cool side to be involved with, and you really see people coming forward and giving it all for their clubs. It's great.
Cool. And what skill development has there been in the players so far?
We've got our community coaching coordinator, Paul Feeney. He works with the high performance coaches, so he helps out with the Premier Division coaches and players also. So he gets out to the clubs and works with the teams and helps them through, say, their defensive patterns and that sort of thing. We've got a lot of school development with the kids at the moment, so Kane, our RDO, gets around and works with local schools and local club teams. So there's a lot going on. Also, we have a couple of coaching courses that are happening at the moment as well to upskill our next generation of coaches.
Another round to take to the field this weekend. Who is going to be the game to watch?
Yep, I think there'll be a few good games this weekend. Oporiki and Mount are playing, so that'll be a tough game. Both good teams, and a sort of battle of the sub-union, so Western Bay versus Eastern Bay, so that'll be an interesting game. And also Tauranga Sports and Waikite. Tauranga last year's champions, but they had a loss in the weekend, and Waikite, who are looking to stamp some authority on the competition, that they look pretty good. So I think that could be another exciting game. And so Whakatane, Maris versus Rangatawa, and two tough teams, and it should be another good one to watch.
Cool, awesome. Well, thanks, Quentin, for coming on the show. No doubt we'll catch up with you later on in the season.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. There's Easter weekend, lots to see and do. So if you've got family coming to visit, why not head down to your local game and support the club there? After the break, Amanda catches up with Charlotte Giblin from the Wallace Gallery in Morrinsville.